Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom. 'Cause we're marching towards the freedom land. Marching towards the freedom land. Marching towards the freedom land. Where are you? Where are you? What's up, everybody? We live backstage right now. My name is Janae. I use she, her pronouns. Welcome to our next State of the Movement, okay? This ain't never happened before. Today. I mean, you know, the 2024 one, you feel me? Well, I work with the Highlander Research and Education Center. As a cultural organizer, shout out to everybody who ever came to Highlander, whoever thought about Highlander, come through and see us. A lot of folks might see me and some of my comrades sitting at a table across from registration where we are the Care Bear team. And in the Care a Lot land, what we want to do is help, not help, but support the task force in creating a culture that cares, that protects, and more than anything, we keep us safe, right? So today, throughout the conference, there might be conversations, there might be things that happen. Come down to the Care Bear booth, check us out. We're gonna be there to support folks. We are in, my partner says, no resistance, no hesitation, turn it all into love. So no resistance, no hesitation. We turn it all into love towards ourselves, towards our people. Shout out to Serena Sebring. And so Jonathan was singing. This is my best friend, Jonathan. Hey. We're gonna close this song out, and then today what we're gonna do backstage is introduce y'all to all the folks, well, not all of them, but some of them, who are holding down the care spaces and the wellness spaces that are happening across during this conference. We know that, I said this yesterday, I is illness, we is wellness. It's well-being time. It's time to take care of ourselves in fullness. And like I said, we fighting fascism and not each other. You feel me? All right. Y'all ready? Tonight. All right. Y'all ready? Let's start with the 8th house. Come on through the 8th house. You know, I thought they was on the 8th floor. I ain't the only one. That's all right. What's going on? Please tell us what's your name, where you from, you know, and what is the 8th house, why the 8th house, all of that.
Hi there. Okay. Hi there, I'm Kel George, and I'm from Brooklyn originally. Lenape land. I use she and aya, they, aya pronouns. And my people are the 8th house. And we're so excited to create a space where folks can find respite and so much more. And I'm gonna pass the mic to Tanya.
I'm Tanya. Thanks for having us, Janae. I'm from the Kentucky-Tennessee line, real close to Highlander. And yeah, we've been really vibing in the 8th house. How many of y'all been out there? Anybody? Yeah. We've had the 8th house has been packed, actually. It's been pretty beautiful to see. We are trying to use a healing justice framework to practice and rest and love on each other and keep each other safe. And over there, you can engage and connect with at least 5 senses, at least. And you can bring home a plant.
Okay, you could bring home a plant.
Take a plant home. We have.
Take a plant.
Yes, today you can take it today. We got plenty of plants.
We got plants.
And they need homes. So please, take
Plants
a plant.
that need homes. And I can tell you could probably pack them and all of that stuff, right? Okay. So healing justice, you talked about that. Can you give me a little more, just a little juice? What's a healing justice?
Yes. So I'm going to read a quote, because that's how I feel the sentiment of healing justice can best be communicated. And the quote comes from Healing Justice Lineages, Dreaming at the Crossroads of Liberation, Collective Care, Safety. And it's by Kara Page and Erica Woodland. And we used the principles in this book to create this space, make sure that it feels like a place where folks can engage in collective care, because we can only heal collectively. It must be that everyone is accountable. So here's the quote from Aurora Levins Morales. Healing justice, born from rich Southern roots, began as an investigation into how we can hold the traumas of deep and painful injustices and heal from them as we fight to end them. We hold them because traumatic history is reclaimed memory in the face of denial, an archive of ways through the darkness.
Yo, where can we find the 8th house? And yes, I think that's where we're gonna start.
Yes, we are on the 3rd floor in St. Charles Boardroom. Ballroom.
Okay. All right, so finish the statement for me. Yeah. Today, I invite attendees to...
I invite attendees to find ways to engage with one another and practice radical well-being by making sure that they find a moment of joy and they pass that along.
That's what's up. Thank you so much, 8th house.
Woo-hoo. Glad to be
shout
here.
out to the
Thank
8th
you.
house.
Thank you, Janae.
All right, we'll see y'all on the 3rd floor. We're gonna see them on the 3rd floor, grab some stuff. Next, we're gonna come to the mic. Mini pass, okay.
Hey, creating change.
Hey,
Janae.
Hello. Can we talk about these sparkly shoes?
Yes, please, because I'm very excited about them.
Yes.
They're very sparkly because we're here in New Orleans, so we're already queer, we're already sparkly. Now we get to be extra sparkly.
Right. Those shoes make me believe in things, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Tell me about say your name, your pronouns, and tell me about MiniPath.
Thank you. My name is Alex Capitan. My pronouns are he and him, or Z and per, or just Alex.
Ooh, per.
And I'm here repping the Many Paths Gathering Space, which is a little bit of a hike. It's down the way, across the bridge, but then right there in the Riverside building, Kabikoff Room. So what I mean to say is we're a little far away enough for you to take some space from the conference if you want to. We are the spirituality or non-spirituality space. We are many paths. We are all paths or no paths. We support folks in just having a place to breathe, having someone to talk to. Maybe you want to visit our altar. Maybe you want to let something go. We have a station for that.
Yes.
Maybe you want to grab an intention. We have a station for that. And it doesn't matter what your past holds relative to things like faith or religion or anything like that. We want you to have access to resilience in whatever ways make sense, whether that's through organized spaces or your own personal individual path. So we're here to support all of that.
I love that. I really do. You know, I'm a PK. Shout out to all the pastor kids in the house. We might not have asked for that life, Lord. It's a whole nother thing. We're going to have a recovery room one day. Pastor kids, ministers' kids, deacons' kids, the usher
I'm
board.
the kid of a PK.
Oh, that's
PKK.
Tell me what that's like. Okay, the recovery.
It's weird.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'll talk to you later at the mini pass. At the mini pass, I'm alive.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
All right. So tell me 2 things that people would leave with or feeling or experiencing after being at mini pass.
I think the thing that we are most keen to do is really create a space where folks can just be and breathe and sort of take some space, talk to someone if you want to, or not, just get to hang, and just regain a sense of inner calm. So if you're looking for a place where you can get just some space, that's a really good place to just treat us as a refuge.
I love that. Okay, finish this statement for me. Today I invite attendees to
Care for your spirit.
Yes.
However you can, however you need to, whatever that
Yes.
looks like for you, whatever that means to you, care for
Yeah.
your spirit.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and this is the person with the flyest shoes that I've seen in maybe an hour.
I don't
Just
know
an
about that.
hour, because
Yeah,
everybody's.
okay.
Look, get your shoes on the camera right there. You see what I'm saying? All right, welcome to the stage. Next person from the game room. Actually, this is the game room inventor. You created, manifested, brought all us queers the game room. From your mind to us. I just want to give you your flowers and say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It means so much to have a dry space, a sober space where I can play Scrabble and beat a lot of people who are professors in Scrabble.
Yes.
It's going down. Game room.
Professional
Tell me where you
Scrabble.
at.
Yes.
What's your name? All of that.
Hi.
Hi. We know each other, but
Yes.
you know.
So I'm Carrie. I work for the task force. I'm the development operations coordinator, and I'm also the organizer of game night here at the conference, which is located on the 3rd floor in the Jefferson Ballroom next to the 8th house.
Oh.
Yes.
So if you lose in a game, you can go get some wellness in the 8th house.
Yeah, take a hug from
Or if you win.
from one
I'm
of
just
them.
saying.
Yeah, well. So the game room came to be because I wanted a space where I didn't want to have to worry about dancing or drinking, and I still wanted to have fun. So the game room is a space for folks who still want to be social, but not the kind of social where you have to be super extroverted. So you can come to the game room, not worry about drinking, not worry about being around drunk people, and just still have fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got video games, game
Yes.
boards.
Yes, so the game room is hosted by Charlotte Gamers Network, our friends from Charlotte, North Carolina, and they have arrived with 10 video game stations with various consoles, various tabletop games, most of which I've played, and I can tell you that they're a lot of fun. And tonight in the game room at 7:30, we're going to have karaoke.
Karaoke.
Yes.
I love to sing Mariah Carey, and a hero comes out.
You should come and
All right.
do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, finish this statement.
Okay.
Today I invite attendees to.
Today, I invite attendees to come to the game room,
Yeah.
relax. It's another way of relaxing, and self-care is part of activism, right?
Yep.
Not everyone needs to relax the same way. You might not want to do art. You might not want to hug a puppy, but who wouldn't want to hug a puppy? You might want to play
I
a
love
video
it.
game or a board game, and you should walk away with a phone number,
Yep.
a handle, you
Yeah.
make a new friend that you can play games with while you're here, or even just,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yo, give it up for the game room. Shout out. Okay, we're going to close it out with one of my favorite spaces. It's called that ass. Oh, come on with that. Come on, the ass. Tell me all about it. I said ass.
She sure did.
Okay, what's the as?
The as is the art studio space.
Yes.
And we are located on the 3rd floor in the Breezeway.
I love it.
Yes.
You know, I always say earth without art is
It sure is.
boring. So, you know, tell me a little bit, what would your life be like if you didn't have art?
Boring. And I'd be out of a job. Yeah.
That was sad.
Yeah, but
Okay.
mostly just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we strive to do is create another space at the conference where people can relax, take a break from the hustle bustle, process some of the things they're learning in sessions, just take a break, relax, talk to people, don't talk to people, explore art media, and just do whatever feels good.
I love that. Okay, so I see you kind of styling and profiling. Did you get any of this that you got going on from the art space?
I sure did. I made this here fascinator just this morning.
Okay, so we can make fascinators and color things?
We could.
Let me know, okay?
Yeah. And I also participated in the Vulva Crafts workshop this morning,
I
which
love
was
it.
a whole nother thing.
Vulva crafts.
Vulva crafts.
Okay, so
body crafts.
This is great. Okay, finish this statement real quick. Today I invite attendees to
Trust the process.
trust the process.
Trust the process.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Y'all
having
give
me.
it up for the ass, the art studio space. All right, okay, we're gonna close it out. We about to do it. Yo, we got all of these ways for us to take care of ourselves, like the de-escalation bingo, the principal struggle. We're using those tools to know that we got many things that we can do to take care of ourselves, to take care of us collectively. So check out the de-escalation bingo. Make sure you're struggling for the sake of deeper understanding. I'm gonna bring Jonathan back up. We're gonna do it out. Yesterday we talked about principal struggle, Jonathan. Tomorrow we got pro doesn't mean anti. One more time. If you went to the pro doesn't mean anti workshop, say something. Holla at us. Okay. We talking about how all of us together, right? And then we got Bread and Roses right after that. If you went to Bread and Roses and did some theater with us, make some noise. We hear you, okay? So, is there anything that you think people need to know today that what's on your heart and mind? Share it real quick before we sing again.
Yeah, what's on my heart and mind is to say people have a right. Repeat after me, say, I have a right.
I have a right.
You have a right to walk in your dignity.
I have a right to walk in my dignity.
You have a right to walk in your dignity.
I have a right to be in my dignity.
You have a right to live in your dignity.
I have a right to live in my dignity.
So can y'all repeat after me, say, I got a right.
I got a right.
Say, I got a right.
I got a right.
Early this morning, I woke up from my sleep. And I could feel the freedom. All up in my bones. I gotta ride. I gotta ride. One more time. I gotta ride. I gotta.
Hey.
Love y'all.
Yo, we got it right. We got it going on. So in these last couple of minutes, we about to bring Raquel to the stage, right? We about to get started even more with the state of the movement, right? That we know in 2024, I've said this over and over again, we fighting fascism, not each other. Somebody might be like, what the hell is fascism? That's cool, let me say. Basically, to me, it means that your moral code trumps my humanity. So when somebody says, oh, ban trans kids, ban them from identifying in their name, what that creates is a culture where somebody who's trans might believe that they don't deserve their humanity, and we lose. So we fighting fascism. We're fighting the idea that we don't get to be in our full dignity, in our full bodies, because what they say, queer power, queer action, and queer joy. That's what we're doing at Creating Change. Queer power, queer action, queer joy. Close us out.
Freedom, freedom, freedom. Where are you? Where are you? Say freedom, freedom, freedom. Where are you? We gonna find freedom today, y'all. Love you.
The task force is committed to language justice. In order to achieve this, your participation is required. Here are some tips for how to work with ASL interpreters. Look at the deaf or hard of hearing person that you're talking to, not to the interpreter. You don't need to ask the interpreter to tell the deaf person this or that. Just address the deaf or hard of hearing person directly. Speak at a moderate pace. Typically, the interpreters will be seated or standing near to the speaker. If you are a presenter, please provide vocabulary, acronyms, songs, lyrics, etc. to the interpreters beforehand. Erase phrases like hearing impaired from your mind. And please don't ask people if they can read your lips. Thank you.
¿Qué hubo, pueblo? Cecilia.
Y Gloria.
Here is part of the language access team to remind y'all about how to help us create a multilingual space for creating change.
The task force continues to work towards language justice. Language justice means being able to fully participate in the language a person feels most comfortable in or powerful in. It also means the ability to reclaim language as a tool for liberation rather than oppression.
It's important for us to take a moment to recognize all the languages, dialects, and ways of communicating that we bring into the space. Even those ancestral languages that maybe we don't have a name for that have been violently eliminated from our families through the process of colonialism, imperialism, slavery, and assimilation.
So creating multilingual spaces is on everyone, not just the interpreters, which is why we're here to share with you a few guidelines that you can help us out with. 1, we ask you to please speak at a moderate pace. Sometimes we get super excited and we just start to talk really fast. And if that's the case, interpreters will be making this sign to remind you to please speak at a moderate pace or just please speak slower. You are welcome. If you see us, do this as well so other folks can take note.
And sometimes people are really shy. They start to mumble and murmur. It can be really hard to hear. And if that's the case, we will be making this sign, and this will let the speaker know to speak up. Again, we invite you to please do that with us.
It's also important to remember to pause after asking a question or making a comment because there's always a delay in simultaneous interpretation. If interpreters need a pause, they will be making this sign, T for timeout, to remind the folks to please pause so we can make the adjustment.
And I know we want to cheer the queers and give all the love all the time, but remember, we can only interpret for one person at a time, and we don't want to pick and choose whose voice to privilege. And if we need a reminder of this, we will be doing this sign, so please do it with us as we are all responsible for creating and maintaining a multilingual space.
Also remember that interpreters and providers are not our helpers, so please don't interrupt or talk to the interpreter/provider while they're working.
And lastly, please communicate directly with the person, not the interpreter.
And as a note, our commitment to you is to use inclusive language and respect people's pronouns. So we are intentionally using direct non-binary language to break through that binary so that everyone, o sea, todes, can be themselves in the new world we are creating.
So if you or a friend are interested in participating in this conference en español, or if you have a question about how to access multilingual spaces, come find us. We'll be by the task force check-in table.
Enjoy the conference, y'all.
Please welcome back award-winning activist and media strategist, author of The Risk It Takes to Bloom, your Creating Change MC, Raquel Willis.
Oh my God. See, this is the energy we needed on the first day, honey. I love y'all. This is amazing. Give it up to our wonderful language justice crew who's been holding us down. Give it up to Janae and Jonathan who gave us that wonderful pre-show. Those are some of my babies from Movement for Black Lives Organizing, so we've known each other for a minute. And give it up to all of the folks who are just holding down so many spaces at this conference. I know it's a lot of energy, honey. I got anxiety like anybody else, but we are powering through it. We are finding safety and community, love and joy and power, maybe a little pleasure. I know how we get down. So with that, I hope that you're having a great time, and I want to just give it up again for our task force family for building this space, because it does take a lot of work to make this possible. So we've had days already, and then we have even more coming up, of amazing workshops and caucuses and gatherings. I mean, we've had our autistic fam showing up and making space, showing us that there are so many ways to live beautifully on the many spectrums of life. We also have had our trans and non-binary fam showing us how to navigate philanthropy, honey, because we know that's a lot of work. I know. And then, of course, we've had our HIV and AIDS advocacy warriors sharing so much. And then my Bi Plus fam, I gotta give it up to y'all as well. So if you've been enjoying your time here, I wanna thank you for sharing these moments on social media, capturing all of that magic. And if you haven't yet, you got some homework, okay? Y'all ready for it? Make sure that you tag at the task force and hashtag We Are Creating Change. So let me say that again, because you know my Southern drawl tripped me up sometimes. At the task force and hashtag We Are Creating Change. Now, y'all know I can't look over or gloss over the fact that we had that epic variety show last night. Yes, give it up. It was epic in so many ways. Folks packed the room. We had folks doing spoken word. We had folks dancing. We had folks singing, and just many powerful testimonies. So give it up to all those folks. And of course, just the bravery it takes to show up in all of your power in front of your people. Because you know, we gonna tell our people if it ain't up to snuff, but luckily everybody showed up and showed out last night. So with that, I want to continue to give even more thanks to our special, amazing conference staff. Danny Linden, Daniel Moberg, Court Betro, and the Creating Change Supports staff. The Creating Change, let me slow down. I've learned a few things. Our Creating Change support staff, Lee Perrin and Justin Limley. So give it up to them. And all of the staff, the board members, the volunteers, and of course our many NOLA ambassadors for welcoming us into this space. They are helping us stand up, show up, be empowered, and just soak up all the love and appreciation we have to share. There's also the field team with our policy folks and comms folks. Shout out to my comms folks. I know we don't get enough love. This is an all hands on deck operation, and it takes a lot of dedication, fierceness, and fabulousness. I mean, there are less than 40 people who made all of this possible, but we have felt the impact of what feels like hundreds of thousands of folks and a lot of willpower. With that, it is time to recognize even more extraordinary individuals within our community. And now I have the pleasure to introduce and present our Immigration Award to Saida Agostini Bostic, the president of LGBTQ Funders.
Hello. Me and my dress are really excited to be here. My name is Saida Agostini Bostic. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm the president of Funders for LGBTQ issues. As the queer daughter of Afro-Guyanese immigrants, it is with great honor and pleasure that I get to present the Creating Change Award for Outstanding LGBTQ Leadership on behalf of immigrant rights to the one, the only, the fierce Catalina Velasquez. In her own words, Catalina is a trans Colombiana woman, a refugee, organizer, and feminist. She is, in short, a badass. Not only is she a doctoral candidate in feminist studies at the University of Washington, Seattle, Catalina has been organizing and fighting for social justice for years, shaping policy everywhere, from the Bernie Sanders 2016 presidential campaign to the DC Office of Latino Affairs. Her light has traveled the globe. She's been recognized for her organizing and activism by Rolling Stone and Meet You, just to name a few. In a time when so many of our rights are under attack, I am so grateful to Catalina and all that stand beside her, fighting for the rights of immigrants, queer and trans folks, and people of color. Please join me in celebrating Catalina Velasquez. Thank you. We take the photo.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this keeps
No.
going.
Oh. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you, Saida, for the warm welcome and introduction. I'm honored and grateful and so proud to be in this incredible Creating Change 2024. I'm celebrating beauty and strength of our diverse and fearless movement, and I'm very thankful to the National LGBTQ Task Force for honoring me with this award. I'm an unapologetic, unashamed trans woman, refugee and Colombiana Latina. I came to the United States. Yes to that. I came to this country at the age of 14 as a political refugee from an over 50-year-long civil war, and became part of the 40% of undocumented immigrants in the US who overstayed their visas. My family faced unbearable violence, so my parents made the radical decision to uproot our lives and start over by coming to the United States. But when I was a sophomore in college, my entire family was detained at the Crone Detention Center in South Florida. And then they were deported. My mother, my father, and my sister were taken away from me. For queer and trans immigrants, deportation is often a death sentence. But I was fortunate to be able to stay because of my deferred action for childhood arrival status. I have to say, it was because of deferred action for childhood arrivals that I stand as a transgender woman, as it is DACA that facilitated my medical and social transition. When my family was taken by the deportation machine, I experienced houselessness, tremendous uncertainty, and I went hungry. It was during this time that I got politicized and learned one of the hardest but most radical things I have ever had to do, asking for help. Too often, it was in movement spaces like this that I was fed and cared for. I would not be here today if it weren't for my chosen families, my trans sisters who checked on me and showed me I always had someone to lean on and call for support. In particular, my sister Montserrat Padilla, my sister Bambi Salcedo, and my sister Consuela Lopez. I also want to thank the many teachers throughout my life who have shaped my feminist consciousness. Georgetown professor Cynthia Schneider, Emily Sandin and Michael Lenigan at Miami-Dade College, and my current PhD advisors at the Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies Department at Washington University, Seattle. Dr. Christine Keating, Dr. Michelle Abel-Payan, and Dr. Amanda Swart, thank you. My transgender and immigrant experiences have shaped every part of who I am today. Being a trans woman and undocumented meant being excluded from many social, economic, and political spaces because too many people treat my communities as disposable and consistently devalue our labor and contributions to the fabric of US society. Right now, it's not a coincidence that immigrant and LGBTQ communities are at the crosshairs of cruel, dangerous, inhumane attacks on our very own existence. It is our responsibility as immigrant, queer, and transgender leaders to denounce these attempts to divide us, fearmonger, and dehumanize us, and instead take ownership of our collective power and what it means to be proud of who we are and where we come from. Because truly more than ever, immigrant rights are LGBTQ rights. And queer liberation is fundamental to immigrant justice and liberation. I'm also very thankful and proud of my team at the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network for building a model of what immigrant, queer, and trans power looks like in the face of threats from unregulated, voracious, predatory capitalism and cisgender heteropatriarchal white supremacy systems and agencies. We remain a queer and trans immigrant-led organization supporting immigrants from all walks of life. We're fostering solidarity and building an over 400 organizational membership network of care and rapid response that is transforming the material realities of our immigrant and refugee communities every day, both in the state of Washington, in the Pacific Northwest, and nationally. Yes to that. In reflecting on this award, I want to share my deep love and appreciation to my mom, my dad, and sister, Magda Patricia Piedrahita, Jorge Velasquez, y Jessica Velasquez. Last year, I finally had the opportunity to hug my parents for the first time since they were deported over 15 years ago. My dad is currently facing a strong battle against cancer, and while I cannot regain the time that was robbed from us, I wake up every day to ensure no other immigrant families have to endure the violent family separation my family and I faced. Last but not least, I want to thank my movement sister and fellow executive director of the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, Brenda Rodriguez Lopez, yes, for her unconditional love and support and for helping model what cis, CIS, to cis, CISIS, love and healthy working relationships looks like. Also a big shout out to our brilliant and thoughtful executive assistant, Alan Flores, and our policy director, Sasha Wasserstrom, for being here with me today, and to the rest of my team back in Washington who are at the front lines leading on deportation defense. We will only achieve our liberation by building solidarity across differences, across identities, and across histories, through collective organizing and combining our shared brilliance. by organizing at the state and local level, celebrating diverse leadership, and owning our collective responsibility to care for one another. Immigrant and queer and trans people have been at the forefront of our most important social justice fights for generations. Our leadership is invaluable, and we are here to stay. After all, the most controversial thing we have ever done is to stick around and radically hold space. My message to all queer and trans immigrants is to not despair and to remember that together we are a force and will continue to shape our own liberation. Do not be afraid to ask for help and articulate your needs. There will always be one of us who can show up. May we all be guided by kindness and empathy for each other as we continue to build intersectional resistance in moments where a few loud voices continue to choose hate. Together, I'm certain we will win because love always wins. Now let's all come together to tell those playing politics with our lives, not one more deportation. Thank you. Thank you. Gracias a ti. Got it. This way. Woo.
Wow, thank you, Catalina, for those powerful words, reminding us that queer power asks us to think beyond borders, beyond boxes, cages, limitations, and restrictions. And thank you to Saida for that wonderful introduction. The next award is named for a legend of our movement, Carmen Vázquez. Carmen received this award at Creating Change in 2020 in Dallas. Shout out to my Texas fam. We want you to know that Carmen was a butch Puerto Rican dyke and one of the most brilliant activists this movement has ever known. We give honor to Carmen, who passed away on the eve of Creating Change in 2021. But we know that she is one of the ancestors that we are so privileged to live in the shadow of. Now, to present SAGE's Carmen Vázquez Award for Excellence in Leadership on Aging Issues to another icon and a beloved member of the task force family is Hector Vargas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Raquel. My name is Hector Vargas, and I'm the Acting Chief National Initiatives Officer at SAGE, which is the world's oldest and largest organization dedicated to improving the lives of LGBTQ+ older adults. 25 years ago, I attended my very first Creating Change and was honored to meet Carmen at that time. And I'm so excited to be back here with you today because I do have the great honor to present the 2024 Carmen Vázquez SAGE Leadership in Aging Advocacy Award to New Orleans native Kenneth Mitchell. Born, raised, and educated in New Orleans, Kenn's decades-long activism began soon after he came out in the mid-1970s. And he has played key roles in a long list of organizations that span the history of Louisiana LGBTQ+ advocacy. Kenn became the very first president of the local chapter of the Catholic support group Dignity, and with other social workers, he helped start a local support group for those struggling with the unpredictable process of coming out. In 1980, he helped found LAGPAC, whose goal was to elect queer people to office at all levels throughout the state of Louisiana. He also helped found and led for many years the Langston Jones Society, an offshoot of LAGPAC focused on LGBTQ+ Black advocacy. And if that wasn't enough, he was also a founder of Man Talk, an Afrocentric discussion group for men of all colors, ages, gender and sexual identities, abilities, and faiths that continues to meet to this day, with Kenn often in attendance, 40+ years after the group's first meeting. Kenn was called to action again a few years ago when he heard about an older New Orleanian whose same-gender spouse had died. The surviving husband was feeling isolated and lonely and unable to connect to the local community. We don't have the same support heterosexuals do as we age, Kenn told me. He continued, although I come from a loving family, many others do not and have to create their own chosen families as LGBTQIA+ people. Inspired by this story, Kenn became a founding board member of No Age, New Orleans Advocates for LGBTQ+ Elders, which provides support to queer older adults right here in the Crescent City. Kenn describes his many years of activism as, quote, trying to be of service more than anything. This ethic of service and passion, as Kenn says, to help individuals and society heal from the damaging effects of homophobia and its ripple effects are woven into the fabric of the Carmen Vázquez Sage Aging Advocacy Award, and I am truly an honor to present this year's award to Kenn Mitchell. Congratulations, Kenn.
All right, thank you. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to receive this award from an organization with such prestige. SAGE, as you may know, does groundbreaking work on behalf of LGBTQ seniors. I followed the initiatives on housing and found the symposiums very informative and helpful. Thank you, SAGE, for the work you do on our behalf. How did we get here? How did I get here? Back when I was growing up, there were few gay conferences, gay organizations, politicians, and so on and so forth. No institution supported us, no family, not the school, and definitely not the church. Demonized, criminalized, and pathologized, bars were our only institutions. Who would have thought we would have an openly gay presidential candidate and marriage equality today? Even the Pope is coming around. And as the former president of Dignity New Orleans, I'm so happy for Catholic LGBT people. So to answer the question, how did we get here? It's because of the courage of people like you who stood up, came out, and dared to be your authentic selves. Visibility means a lot. We are also here because of the support and love of allies who affirm loved ones and boldly say no institution, religious doctrine, or politician or laws is going to come between me and my loved one. You say no to this form of bigotry. Now, how did I get here? I'm grateful for the many role models, teachers, including nuns and priests, that instilled altruistic values in me that became intrinsic. I'm also grateful for this wonderful, loving family that I have, especially my 4 beautiful sisters who are so supportive. Our mom died when I was 5, and they, along with my aunt, became my surrogate mothers and great role models. They're here in the audience, 3 of them anyway. I am painfully aware that there's still a lot of work to be done. The rights of everyone except cisgender heterosexual white males are at stake in today's political climate. While it is not drag queens that are going to school shooting up innocent kids, they are the ones that are being persecuted. They want to read to children, not shoot them. To my trans sisters, I see you and I feel you. It wasn't too long ago that gay men were in your shoes, being murdered and dying by suicide at alarming rates. It is the unfortunate reality that progress is not permanent. We learned that from the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Previous generations helped usher in the progress we see today. We came out, stood up, and marched. Now it's up to the current and future generations to continue the fight. It's the same old rhetoric, just different players. Instead of Anita Bryant, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Instead of Ronald Reagan, it's Mike Johnson and their cherry-picked Bible verses. I'd like to thank No Aid for the nomination, particularly Jim Meadows, the executive director. May you continue to do great work in the city of New Orleans. And as I mentioned in my bio, when I was a young man just coming out, I wanted to be the MLK of the gay civil rights movement. While I very much appreciate this Carmen Vázquez Advocacy Award, I'm going to pretend that it's the Nobel Peace Prize.
To present the Faith Award, please welcome co-chair of the National LGBTQ Task Force Board and vice president of the Fetzer Institute, please welcome Rodney McKenzie, Jr.
Hey, creating change. Hey. So June Jordan, yes, a powerful bisexual black poet said it this way: I am not wrong. Wrong is not my name. My name is my own, my own, my own. And I don't know who set things up like this, but I do know that my daily, my nightly resistance may very well cost you your life. That is queer theology. We aren't wrong. Wrong is not your name. You are love and light and joy. But for many of us, faith, religious traditions have been the very place where we have been misnamed. For many of us, faith, religious traditions have been the place where we have been harmed and sometimes abused. But we have an opportunity to reimagine faith, to remember what our name is, to reclaim and to queer our collective imagination of what faith could be and should be and actually is. So this Faith Award, the very first Faith Award, is about queering faith. It's about lifting up those who remind us not only that we are loved, but that we are love itself, love informed. That's who you are. That's what we are. And so there's no better person to kick off this award than the Bishop Yvette Flunder. Seems like some people know who Bishop Yvette Flunder actually is. Yeah. The presiding bishop of the fellowship and the founder of the City of Refuge Church. And the Bishop Yvette Flunder. You know what? At one of my first Creating Change conferences, these bishops spoke about the beauty of LGBTQI. The presiding bishop centering the fellowship. And the bishop talked about how much we have given and contributed to faith traditions, how we represent love and light, and in the most ultimate way. And I remember the room being electric. I remember experiencing the ultimate good news. We have given and contributed to faith traditions, how we represent love and light, and in the most ultimate way. And I remember the room being electric. I remember experiencing this ultimate good news. Not only are we loved, that's easy. That's wrapped itself in itself and called it you. We're not only loved by the internet. And what Bishop Yvette Flunder has loved, we are that truth itself. And so, in the beginning of time, love had this. Bishop Flunder has here. Love wrapped itself in itself and called it you. That's who you are. And what Bishop Yvette Flunder does is speak of that truth of who we are. And so through her work internationally, Bishop Flunder has spoken truth to power into organizations and institutions that have not wanted to hear her. And these folks represented faith traditions. And she spoke out in a bold way about the ministry of inclusion. And she is the essence of what faith actually is about. Bishop Flunder is the radical love and acceptance, and she brings people in a very beautiful way to the understanding of that truth. So Bishop Flunder seems to me, what do y'all think, the perfect person to first receive this Faith Award. So I just want to say on behalf of all of us, thank you, Bishop Flunder, for all the ways that you are mending us, for all the ways that you're making us realize we do not need to fight ourselves or fight who we are, that we get to be that which the divine or life or whatever name you choose to call that thing, Beyonce, whatever. But all of the ways that you are helping us realize that we are not only loved, but we are loved in the biggest, most profound way. So unfortunately, Bishop Flunder couldn't be with us today, but don't worry. She has recorded a video accepting this award. So I give you Bishop Yvette Flunder. Okay, we can't hear it yet.
Through whatever, come what may, for a chance at loving you, I would take it all the way, right down through the wire, even through the fire. These are the words of an incredible artist and warrior woman, Chaka Khan, her stage name, who sang this message song and whose birth name, by the way, is also Yvette. I chose it because we are moving through the fire of this complicated time, and we are in this together. White families embracing BIPOC families, LGBT siblings creating an impenetrable circle around our trans and gender nonconforming family, with intentionality, because at times we can even be indifferent to our own siblings. Parenting and supporting children and young adults who are suffering the foolishness of political ping pong. And these young people need some secure grown folks as allies. And as we journey and confidently walk without fear, let's hold each other and walk through and fear no evil, because the divine, the awesome wonder, our creator, who created us as designers originals, is with us. There is no place where the divine is not. Chaka said, through the fire, to the limit and to the wall, right down to the wire, even through the fire. And we're experiencing chaos. And we're beginning to see that some long-awaited revelations and changes are happening in the chaos, and particularly, I believe, among us as community. Because somehow, beloved, we keep getting up, we keep digging out, and it is a living miracle given all of what we have and are experiencing. Political ping pong, but we're not going to stand for it. When it is time for creating change and things won't change, they may need to be broken. Like the poor setting of a bone. That when it was broken, it was never set right. In order to fix it, sometimes it must be broken and set again, so we won't limp into our what's next. This is the call for evenness and balance, self-affirmation, clarity, not leaving anyone behind. We're grown as a movement. And it is time for us to speak back into this atmosphere and let it know that this time we're simply not going to stand for it. I am deeply grateful to have been chosen for this award by my peers, these folks that really know me. And I want to say it again. Through the fire, to the limit, and to the wall, until we fully embrace and exude queer power, queer action, and queer joy. God bless you is my prayer.
Please welcome publicist at Leonard Litz Foundation, Stephen Lucen, and trustee, Robyn Schlesinger.
Good afternoon. I'm Robyn Schlesinger, and on behalf of Elliot Leonard, Roger Litz, and the trustees of the Leonard Litz LGBTQ+ Foundation, I am thrilled to present the Transgender Leadership Award at this year's Creating Change. The Leonard Litz LGBTQ+ Foundation supports nonprofit community organizations working to improve the lives of LGBTQI+ people through life-affirming programs and services. As a trustee of the foundation, I am proud to stand with our community in advocating for the safety, equality, and well-being of LGBTQI+ people everywhere. And I am especially proud to lead our Trans Plus initiative, which focuses on individuals and organizations most urgently impacted by the relentless attacks on transgender, non-binary, gender non-conforming, and intersex people. We are privileged to live in a time when we can embrace the nuanced, socialized, and evolving experiences of gender identity and expression. Our Trans Plus initiative is intended to center and uplift those voices in our community and that have historically been marginalized in the equal rights movement through a combination of grant funding and amplification of TGNC-NB leaders. Which is why we are delighted to present this award for outstanding transgender leadership to the very deserving Mariah Moore. Mariah is a hometown hero from right here in New Orleans, where she has fought tirelessly on behalf of the transgender community, especially Black transgender women. She serves on the New Orleans LGBTQ Task Force and was also awarded a Victory Empowerment Fellowship, which provides campaign training and support to encourage LGBTQI+ community members to run for office. At a time when more and more of our transgender friends and family are being singled out for discrimination and abuse, Mariah has chosen to step up and lead the fight for human rights. We at Leonard Litz are grateful for this opportunity to help recognize, support, and celebrate the positive and inspiring impact of Mariah's leadership. Congratulations, Mariah.
Good afternoon. I would first like to thank the task force and the Leonard Litz Foundation for this honor. It means so much that I am being honored in a city that has given me so much love and that has created the leader that I am today. I'm so very grateful that I'm being honored among my peers, my family, my friends. To my colleagues at Transgender Law Center, my political home, which has given me the skills and tools to move this work, thank you. Milan Nicole Sherry, my sister, to whom my legacy will be forever connected to. Thank you for fighting alongside me every day, even when it's hard, and it is hard. As a child, I was made to believe that my life would not have purpose, meaning, or impact. I am here today, and I thank my younger self. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you to clinging to possibilities. The possibility that one day I will be able to look in the mirror and see my true self looking back at me. The possibility that I would have a space of my own, which turned out to be my first apartment at 500 Parker Street, that was 300 square feet with no kitchen and an air mattress. The possibility that I would have a chosen family that would love and support me. The possibility that I would one day love myself past the pain, abuse, and abandonment I experienced as a young queer child. The hope that I would someday be able to see a future for myself beyond the next hour of my then traumatic childhood, which seemed like a lifetime back then. I do this work because I don't want any queer youth, queer or trans youth, to have to live with the possibilities. I want them to live with the requirement, a requirement that they will have safety, that they will have shelter, they will be seen, and they will live and thrive and live fiercely and freely. Fiercely and freely, I'm sorry. I don't normally write speeches, I just speak. And I know I only have 3 minutes, which I'll take a little bit longer, I'm sorry. But I want to tell you a story. You all know what I do, but I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and where I come from. I knew that I had a heart that was filled with generosity and that could not be broken. And I recognized that when I was 9 years old. When I was 9 years old, me and my father was coming out of the grocery store and I found a $50 bill on the ground. I was so excited about that $50. I thought of candy and trinkets and nail polish, but I secretly tucked it away as I knew if my father saw it, he would take it from me. As we were walking towards the car, there was a man that appeared to be disheveled and unhoused and displaced. I heard him ask my father to buy him something to eat, and my father's response was no. Without hesitation, I turned to the gentleman and I said, "You can have this $50. It wasn't mine. I found it, and you can have it." My heart was full, and I knew I had done something good. Little did I know, when I got home, I would receive one of the worst beatings that I have ever experienced in my life. Despite it being a terrible beating, it didn't change my decision to continue to give. I'm always willing to help, willing to give, willing to share, and willing to serve with compassion and empathy. I come from a lineage of freedom fighters, caregivers, mothers, fathers, those who we know, and many that are unsung. I was introduced to this community through Black trans women who were engaged in sex work. And as a former sex worker myself, I made a commitment that I would always extend that help and generosity to anyone around me, and I would prioritize their well-being when it came to food, shelter, and safety. My upbringing was shaped by revolutionary, powerful, and strategic women who taught me the importance of working hard because we always found a way when there was no clear path. Because of women like Opal Vanderhurst, Paula Mosley, Saria Jackson, Jamie Gender, Wendy Cooper, Portia Paris, Milan Cherry, Toya Matthews, and China Gibson, Tatiana Crochet, and countless others, I have become unmovable, unstoppable, sharp, strategic, business savvy, fearless, and untouched. Saria Jackson opened the door for me to be in this work, and Raquel Willis pulled me through it. My hope for you is that you continue to make a commitment to build trans power and to work cross movement to ensure that our trans brothers, sisters, and siblings do not continue to die. If you don't make a commitment to trans power, then you're not committed to this movement or liberation. Finally, my hope for each of you is also that when you find your treasure, you share it. You don't know how deeply that could impact someone's life, or even have them stay with us just one more day. I often think of that $50 and how that impacted that stranger in their time of need. And my hope has always been that when able, they extended that same care and compassion to someone else. In closing, I will leave you with my favorite quote by James Baldwin. If you know whence you came, there is really no limit to where you can go. I will never forget where I came from. Thank you.
Lord have mercy. That's my sister, y'all. Give it up to Mariah. Give it up to all of the chosen family that she shouted out here in New Orleans. Give it up to all of our honorees one more time. Shout out to our previous winners and those to come. Obviously, we can never give out enough awards in our community. Whether you are a student activist who is fighting for better policies on campus, or a nonprofit worker who feels too often overlooked, or a, okay, all right, well, okay. Or a leader who hasn't been given your deserved tens yet. Know that you deserve honor and that you are the embodiment of queer power too. And know that you are seen and that your tens are coming, baby. Trust it. So, y'all may have heard through the grapevine that we have a special guest coming. If you haven't, congratulations, you have a surprise. But before we welcome back Task Force Executive Director Extraordinaire, Kierra Johnson, who is going to kick off this next portion, we're going to revisit some of her amazing remarks at the plenary just the other day.
Principled struggle is when we can be in disagreement, right? It might be strategy, it might be interpersonal, it might be tactical, and we can be in disagreement while staying in community. Okay, while staying in community is the key part. That's the key part. Often, and it's a cultural moment, right, where if you don't agree with me, you're now my opposition, and we can't be together anymore. We can't fight together. You're not worthy of my time, right, my energy, my support, my compassion, my empathy. Principled struggle is we do not have to agree and be in lockstep to be invested in our relationship, right? I'm invested in your success even if I disagree with you about this tactical move. I disagree with that statement you made. I disagree with that statement you made, but I see your humanity, and I'm committed to our relationship, and I want to talk about it. I want to learn from you. I want to teach you some things. What I'm not going to do is say you're unworthy now. We're going to cancel ourselves out of winning, y'all. We're going to cancel ourselves out of the win. We have got to practice being in principled struggle. How do we have divergent, right, ways of doing, being, seeing, and still be in community? For me to still be able to see your humanity. For me to still love you. For me to still respect you. For me to still understand that our fates are still intertwined, whether I'm mad at you or not. Our fates are intertwined, and we can't get to winning without each other. I can't get to freedom without you.
So now to welcome back to the stage, Task Force Executive Director Kierra Johnson and living legend, Miss Major Griffin Gracie, Mama Major.
Well, we're surprising y'all again. I don't have a sweatsuit this year. I know y'all like, but which sweatsuit was she gonna wear this year? They got new shorts. Maybe she gonna wear the sweat shorts this year. Maybe she gonna wear the Queer to Vote, t-shirt this year. Maybe next year. Welcome, Miss Major. I need y'all to know, I had no idea Miss Major was gonna be here. So I had a completely different plan for you, and then the living legend showed up, and it was like, fuck it. I gotta bring her on stage, right? So what we've decided is we're gonna have a fireside chat. So I was like, we need some flowers, we need candles. I'm about to kick my shoes off, right? Because don't nobody have a fireside chat in heels, right? Don't nobody do that. And we're gonna talk. We are gonna have a conversation. That's it.
Yep, okay.
All right.
I'm down.
Let's get it.
Okay, I'm down.
All right, so one of the things I have talked to folks before about is the need for us to be in conversation with our elders. We are losing ideas and strategies and tactics and perspectives, and they're right here at our fingertips.
Yeah.
They're right here. And so, Ms. Major, I would love for you to talk a little bit about how you got here. Because
it wasn't easy.
Hey, the mic is yours.
Well, you know, I started in New York in a time when the police was really on us heavy. And we had to wear 3 articles of men's clothing just to survive, you know. And at that time, a girl was killed, and she died with 2 Rottweiler dogs that she raised for puppies. And the police ignored the fact that she had been murdered, you know, didn't do anything to find her. And that got me started to believe that, you know, we have got to look out for ourselves. Transgender people look out, and we can to notice we don't look out for nobody else but transgender people. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. It started, I guess, a camaraderie amongst us, you know, working. And so from there, it turned into a whole lot of shit that's happened because we are the bottom of the totem pole. No matter how you look at it, everybody wants to put us down, you know. Even now, you know, this new transgender law that they have in 49 states, you know, that's a lot of laws, you know, but the fact is that we're winning, you know. Right. You know,
Did y'all hear what she said?
Yes.
Don't get it twisted, we're winning.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, she said it's true. Right? It must be true.
Yes.
We're winning. Go ahead, Ms.
Well, we're winning because the fact is they submit 15, 30 types of laws and only 5 get accepted. Right. So hell, that's something, you know. It'd be different if it was all 15, you know, fuck them, you know. We have to try to, no. We're not doing it.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
It's so often that we focus. I mean, I do this as personally, but I think we also do this as a movement, right? Like oftentimes marginalized peoples, we focus on the negative, right? Like you get 4 A's and 1 C, and that's you only focus on the C, right? You get 100 comments that say you rocked it. You get 1 comment that's a hater, and you're like, fuck that bitch. You know, you're like mad, just mad. It just took all your thunder. And the reality is that we are winning. We are winning. You don't spend the kind of money, right, that the opposition is spending if you're up against somebody losing.
Yeah, you don't do it. You don't do that. You know, you're not doing anything. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But fuck them. You know, like that push Jack up in a corner. So like that.
This is gonna be the new task force chat, or like chant, like fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. Oh my God. Raquel the other day was like, can we say F-bombs? I was like, oh, we love a F-bomb. Y'all gonna get a lot of F-bombs right here. We have that in common, so apologies for it offending anyone. Fuck them!
Thank you. Yes.
I wasn't ready. That was so good. This feels like a real fireside chat with all of y'all now. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. So, Ms. Major, you talked a little bit, like we know, you might not know that Ms. Major was at the 1969 Stonewall riots. And folks would have us believe that our histories are so long ago, and they were right there, right? We can touch those. You talked a little bit about where you came from. Talk to us a little bit about how House of Gigi was born. Yes, and tell us what Talifi means.
Well, Talifi means tell it like it fucking is. You know, now, if you don't believe that,
That's our
too
chant,
bad.
y'all. Talifi!
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
So yeah, tell us about how House of Gigi came to be.
Well, you know, it came to because I've always wanted to have a place of my own to have 4 transgender people, you know, male and female. And they acted as if, you know, well, that's impossible. You have to have classes, you have to do this or that. And so, you know, I never did it. But as I got older, and I'm old now, I retired to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Arkansas in the house.
And there I got 2 houses, and I've started to have my dream come true, you know. And so you can come there, enjoy the atmosphere, the grounds, the work, and then relax. Don't do anything but relax. Do it whereby you can think of why you started this work, why you're in it, what you're doing to do it, keep it going, what to do to make it mean something to you. And then you go back and give the motherfuckers total fucking hell.
I would like to ask the interpreters to teach me how to say that in sign and in Spanish. I'm not kidding. So afterwards, can we talk about it? Okay, thanks. I want to say that in all the languages. Miss Major, you've seen a lot in your decades of work and living. For many of us, this political and cultural time of being targeted feels new. You know, folks are talking about, you know, the movement saw such extreme, such like numerous wins culturally and politically over the last 10, 20 years. And folks haven't experienced this kind of targeting, right, in a long time. My question is, what do you say to people who feel like there's no way to win?
Yeah, but there is a way to win because one thing that happens is history repeats itself. And now if you notice history, we went through this before and we come out on top. Well, wait a minute, if I come out on top once, I can come on top again, and again, and again, and again. Yeah. And bingo, there you have it, you know. But you know, you can be defeated. You can have the attitude of, poor me, I can't take it anymore, I can't do this or that. Well, fine, you feel like that, get out the way. Let somebody do, keep going.
Aren't you glad you're here right now? Oh my God. Okay, I have to keep watching. I didn't even know there was a clock there. I gotta pay attention.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I love you guys. I want, I don't know if this is the right time. Homies in the back, there is a short video collage that I would love for you to play now if possible. It might not be possible. Someone could just be like, not yet. Oh, it is. was telling Miss Major, and I sent this to her so you have it in your inbox too. One of the things I wanted to do, or I was planning on doing before this bad bitch decided to come join us, I wanted you to see how we are making change as a movement. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but we are winning. The number of trans and non-binary and people of color that are coming into leadership, not just in the LGBTQ movement, but in movements, is unprecedented, y'all. It's unprecedented. And that's not just about representation, it's about power. It's about power. That was not an exhaustive list because y'all are growing, right? We are growing and we are growing fast. But I wanted you to see that the movement is changing. And it's all because of who you all are and who Miss Major is. And I would love to talk to you about what are you seeing in leadership today? What are you excited about by new leaders coming into the movement? And what do you think we're missing the boat on?
Well, you know, voting is a come see, come saw. But we've got to get out and vote because that is something that does work. You know, the girls nowadays on half, so we'll say, they are reluctant to step out and count themselves, to stand up, to be counted, you know. And the thing is that you have to stand up and be counted now because guess what? It ain't gonna happen otherwise. They've got to stand up and they've got to be counted, the fellas and the women, you know. And then, you know, realize that somebody, somewhere in the world, somebody loves you, period, for who you are, what you stand for, what you mean. They love you, and when they love you, you got to respond in kind. You've got to stand up and say, I know it and I'm proud of it. And count yourself because then they can't do nothing to you. There's too many of us out there, you know. And so you have to light the fire under their ass and get them up and on their feet.
Miss Major, have you ever thought about running for office?
No.
Point blank, period. Oh my gosh. I asked an activist advocate if they could ask you any question, what would it be? And she said, what do you want your legacy to be, and how do we honor it?
Well, first of all, I'm not old enough to have a legacy.
Heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, next question. What work do you want to do next?
None. I'm still alive. That's me. I'm here. Ow.
Ow! I'm still fucking here.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my God. So, principled struggle. This is a concept we've been kind of talking to and practicing quite a bit at this conference. Some of y'all are like expert practitioners. But I've been talking with folks from Highlander and BYP 100, Movement for Black Lives, and this revolutionary practice of learning how to be in disagreement with each other, but staying in community. We know it's critical to our survival. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the struggles you've had through the years and how you got through them and stayed in community?
Well, it's real simple. You know, first of all, everybody that's doing this isn't doing it for the same reason, or the right reason, or a reason. But they're doing it because, oh, it looks good on my resume. Let me put this in here. Well, that's real nice, but that don't help, you know? That's like asking somebody, oh, what can I do to help you? I'll give you a whole bunch of sweaters. I don't want sweaters. I need underwear. I need socks, you know? I need shoes. I don't need underwear. Well, they give you sweaters anyway. What's that telling you? Fuck you. And you what you want. I'm giving you sweaters. That's what you take and shut up. Well, you don't have to. And those people who are doing this stuff because it's the right thing to do, support them. Do it for them, you know? Get out there because if they mean something to them, they will work with you. Not, oh, I'm here and this is what you got to go out there and do. I'm not doing it. You had the suggestion, come out and help me. I'm not doing shit alone. Takes two. That's right. Yes, always.
Thank you. So, we've got about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right? It went fast. It went super fast. I want to entertain a couple of questions because we don't always have Miss Major on our stage. I would like you to refrain from a 5-minute soliloquy. I want you to ask questions so that she can either respond or we can talk about it. Just come right up here to the stage. I will give you my mic. Again, this is, you know, we just chilling in the living room. So if you want to come and ask a question, walk, fly, roll, tumble, cartwheel, bring it on up here.
Dance on up to the stage.
Yeah, pull up. Right here.
Hello, my name is Rosen Gordon, or Turquoise Gordon, and my pronouns are Z or he. My question is, how does Black trans liberation work in conjunction with the Palestinian liberation movement?
Well, that's simple. It just works. If you're doing it, it works, y'all. If you don't do it, it don't work. So what's that for? Next.
You better work.
Ms. Majors, my question is, what is your advice for Black trans men in supporting our sisters right now and today in the fight?
Wait, run that again by me. Run that again by me.
How?
What is your advice on Black trans men supporting our Black trans sisters in the fight today?
They have to do it. My lover is a trans man. He's out there somewhere. Yeah, you got to. In fact, I got 2-year-old son. You know, y'all got to. Shit, yes.
So I feel like we need to have Ask Auntie every year. And we could just have a line and you answer questions. I mean, we could get through a lot of questions.
Ms. Majors, I am so honored to be in your presence. And so one of the things I'm asking is for you to
give me your blessings and all those cities that will be launching their love rally this year to talk about the importance of voting. So I'm asking if you can give us your blessings. And we would love to invite you to New York City in September to be our, our honorary goddess that day. So,
Thank you.
so yes, thank you.
Good, fine enough.
Speaking of which, tomorrow's plenary is on, we're going to be talking about fascism and democracy. What? Yeah, we are. I sound excited. I mean, I'm not excited about fascism. I'm excited that we're going to be talking about how we end fascism. It's like, ooh, fascism, yes, yes. That's not quite how I meant it. The other thing I wanted to plug, because my boo is leading this workshop, I love you, girl. The Blueprint North Carolina folk are doing a workshop on Saturday, that is tomorrow, January 20th, from 1:30 to 2:45 at the Grand Salon 12. I will mention it one more time before we leave. It's called Building Multiracial Democracy, Queers Fight the Right. Look, they got us another microphone out here.
Hey, mama.
Hey, baby.
My question is I've been a part of this movement work for over 15 years. And it's hard sometimes as a Black trans woman to keep going, even though that like you're trying to push through. So my question is, how do you keep going without preventing being burnt out?
Very simple, honey. You got to do it, do it. There's no getting around it. You got to do it. And if you're still tired, rest, relax, put yourself together, and then start the next day again.
I think sometimes we talk a lot about self-care without talking about community care. And the reality is that individuals can't take self-care if the community isn't fortified to pick up what they have to put down, right? It's not a zero-sum game. And so how do we, as we're figuring out how to take care of ourselves, how do we take care of each other so that other folks can hold it when we gotta put it down? We've gotta hold and take care of each other, right? To be able to rest, I'm gonna take that question. What do you do for fun?
I said, I'm gonna look at TV.
You do what?
I look at TV.
Well, what are you watching?
Who knows whatever's on, child?
Okay, are you watching like documentaries?
No.
Okay. Do you like superhero movies?
No.
How about Real Housewives?
No. Oh, God.
What are you watching?
Murder.
Oh, murder! I love murder. Oh my God, I love you. Me too. I was gonna ask, but I thought it was morbid because I like murder things too. Oh my God. It's like I watch murder to relax. I'm like, oh, I've had a hard day. Let's watch murder. Like, what? Go ahead.
I just want to say it's an absolute blessing getting to meet one of my queer ancestors. Just being able to speak to you in general is just such a blessing. But do you have any piece of advice for youth, maybe youth exiting high school or youth exiting college, who are trying to get into queer advocacy?
The question, did y'all hear it?
Sorry, wrong word. I'm just excited.
The question is around advice Miss Major has for young people who are interested in coming into movement.
Well, the thing that young people have to realize is they've got to listen to, okay, thank you. They've got to listen to advice of elder people. You can't do this stuff and go to college and say, oh, I've been, all this information I now have. You don't have that information. You don't get it until you speak to an older person. Now, I'm not the only older person, believe me. But if you find somebody, talk to them. Find out what they know, what they've been through, what they've done to get out of a situation just like the one you're in.
Blessed be, thank you.
Let her take a breath. I'll just let you take a breath.
What?
You know, as a black trans woman, you know, we had the civil rights movement and all that, and the black church was very instrumental in the civil rights movement. And I know that queer people were there, Bayard Rustin and other people, even trans people probably, were supporting the movement or were instrumental in keeping the movement together. You know, as was the black church. How or what do you think about the black church? Do you feel like the black church helped you in your life, or do you think they ignored you in your life? How do you feel about the black church?
Did they help me?
Did they help you, or did they hurt you, or what? How do you feel about the black church? What are your thoughts on the black church?
Oh, the black church. No, I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because we were instrumental in it. I mean, I know even when a black trans woman gets killed, we don't get the support of the black church.
No.
So it's just like we don't exist to them. So do you have any thoughts on them?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Hello, Mother.
I think they want you to have
Miss Major, Mama. Mama has a book out. It's called Major Speaks. Please purchase it, buy it. Mama, if you could do anything in the world, and you're still sexually fluid. So, in your ginger years, if you had OnlyFans, would you let us subscribe?
Okay, no.
Listen, I'm telling you, we need to do this every year. We get through like 52 questions. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. Oh, my cousin is in the back. I can't take it, cousin. We got 13 seconds. Okay, after my cousin, we're done. So I've got 4 people. We don't have any more room. And Miss Major is going to be around. And so, you know, you will be able to find her, and she loves to talk to us. For real, for real. So come on, Hope Giselle, come on. Better bring us Hope. Come on, Hope.
It's not a question, it's a statement. We don't often get time to say that we love people while they're here. I want to say that I love you. If it were not for you, I would not be able to speak truth to power unapologetically. If it were not for you, I would not be able to throw my theoretical bricks. If it were not for you, I would not be the woman that I am today. And so while you are living, I want to say I love you. I want to say I see you. I want to say I am thankful and grateful for you. I stand on the shoulders of giants, and God damn it, you are the biggest motherfucker I have ever met in my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How do I go after that? Hello, my name is Tiffany Debolo. I'm here from Asheville, North Carolina. Woo-woo! And I'm just so honored to be in this space. My pronouns are she, her, God is queen, and I just love this movement.
My question is around allyship and co-conspirators. How can I be an effective ally to this movement while I'm still understanding for myself who I am and my being in this space?
Well, you work at it. You slowly keep going in the direction that you're doing it. And eventually, it'll seem like nothing is wrong. You just keep on going.
Thank
and
you.
honey, that's it. Yes.
Hi, my name is Yvette. I sat all the way back there, and I just wanted to come up here and see you with my own two eyes, because I was like, the screen's not it. But my question is, if you have a short and sweet sentence or a few words for everybody to take away from this conference, what would that be? A few words that, say that again?
Well, let's see, if you would take something away from it, try the T should be first in that alphabet soup.
Thank you, cousin. I appreciate you. Miss Major, warm greetings and humble salutations. I want to say thank you, and I render gratitude because I do sit at your feet, along with the Marsha P. Johnsons and Sylvia Rivieras of the world. I thank you. But we have a lot to do to deconstruct a lot of the violence against Black trans women. And there's a lot of internalized homophobia that a lot of cisgender men have that contributes to the damage and the tragedies that occurs in the lives of Black trans women. So what type of advice would you give so that we can take on a better responsibility in doing our part to be here for our family?
Well, you know, if you're gonna fool around with straight men, you need to realize, first of all, they're a bunch of stupid motherfucking assholes. Where you go with it from there, I don't know.
Oh my God, creative change could just end now. I don't even, I just got my whole damn life. And we're only 4 minutes over. I am so grateful to have you in my life.
Thank you.
I'm coming to Arkansas. Is that the Arkansas contingent? Don't play games. I'm trying to come to Arkansas. How do people get in touch with the House of Gigi if they need to come and find respite and support and love and care and quiet and elders? How do they get in touch?
Well, what they have to do is get in touch with my supervisor. Where is she? Well, Muriel Tarver.
Muriel. See, did you like how I introduced that? Come on up. We're almost done. You can come right on up.
And you get in touch with her and she'll fight you in the schedule. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, say it one more time.
Get in touch with Muriel Tarver and she will put you on the schedule.
Did you hear it? All right. Please help me bestow flowers on the indomitable Miss Major. Who am I turning this back to? And wait, what happened? Are you gonna say something? So, I was just informed that Miss Major's gonna be holding court tomorrow and is willing to do one-on-one sessions with folks. If you are interested, please, I need somebody, no, okay. Just come to this corner and we're gonna share, or how do we share a link? Can we share it out on Feed Loop, y'all? That's mo better, isn't it? Okay. It's like I had to do it in my head. We're gonna put the link out on Feed Loop and you can sign up for time with Miss Major. So she just said she's gonna give space and time to do that, so give it up, give it up, give it up. And back to our hostess with the mostest, my sis, Raquel. I love you.
Right here. We good, we good. Thank y'all. Y'all feeling energized after that address? Woo. Wow. You want to talk about longevity, commitment, ferociousness, love, joy, passion, power, unfuckwitableness. That's Mama Major. She is one who is down to call you up out of the blue and knock you out of whatever funk you are in. She does that for me every now and then. I know she does that for so many of my sisters, brothers, and sibs. So I thank her for her commitment to all of us. I remember meeting her back in 2015 for the first time at another conference. I won't talk about them. But at that conference, child, I had like, you know, my relaxer in, honey. I had an undercut. I don't know what I was doing. A few hair stories ago. But I remember meeting her in the middle of some sessions, and she just lit up as if she already knew me. And I remember her being like, oh, you one of my Southern girls, because she could hear the drawl, my Augusta, Georgia drawl. But I just remember how hearing that warm, soothing voice and being seen by an elder, embraced by an elder, claimed by an elder, transformed me. And I thank Mama Major and House of Gigi for welcoming so many of us. They welcomed me as I was finishing my memoir. I got to spend some time there, and it was so beautiful. And she was, I mean, we were asking what she watches. I know she said murders and true crime, but she was watching a Yellowstone marathon, so I'm gonna just throw that out there. A little trivia, so I think she loves some Westerns too. Come on, see? So I'm so grateful for her, and thank you all for your wonderful questions and love and statements to her. All right, so they telling me I gotta hurry up, honey, because we went over time. So before we head out tonight, just remember that we have one of the most amazing highlights of the conference coming up. It's an event that many of y'all have been waiting for. It is the Agents of Change House Ball. Now, y'all might not know what a house ball is. Somebody might know what Vogue is. I'm not gonna think that one woman who mainstreamed it, you know, because it's all about queer and trans folks here. But show up, show out. We want you in the space. Know that you are worthy and deserving of being seen and celebrated, baby. We want to give flowers to y'all and, of course, to all of the communities who came together to make this ball possible. For over a year, houses have worked together to create this ball, and it's one that could only happen. It's also a masquerade ball. So if you got a cute little mask moment, do that. If you're gonna beat the face, do that. You know, we love to see that too. And allegedly it starts at 9. But you know, it do take nerve to serve. So we'll say it starts at 9 and allegedly it ends at 1 a.m. And if you know ballroom culture, honey, you know time is just a what? A social construct. Okay, all right, here we go. So show up, they're calling all icons, legends, statements, stars, 007s. I know y'all ready to get some 10s across the board. We're having Vogue Femme Realness, Realness with a Twist, Old Way, New Way, and even more performances. And there will be some trophies and cash. And I know y'all love some trophies and cash. But thank you to the task force for making this ball, and I know y'all are all excited. We got Big Girl Runway. I can't forget Big Girl Runway. We're gonna have some spoken word, sex siren, so much more. And shout out to the amazing Jason Rodriguez. And I gotta give love to Joselito. Y'all are amazing. They've been doing some ballroom sessions as well. They got another one tomorrow, so check it out. But Jason will be a guest judge, and Jason, you know, is not gonna hold back. So if you ain't cutting it, you're getting the chop. So go take a disco bunny nap, and then go to that. But I will say, because I gotta remind y'all, I'm gonna be in conversation with my amazing sister who won the Trans Award tonight, Miss Mariah Moore. We are going to be talking about my memoir, The Risk It Takes to Bloom, like right after this, kind of. So that's exciting. I also want to shout out again that Mama Major has a book out, Major Speaks, it was put together with the amazing Toshio, who's been holding down Mama Major for years. So please get that book. And you know I got to end off with our chant, right? Queer power, queer action, queer joy. So say it with me. Queer power, queer action, queer joy. One more time. Queer power, queer action, queer joy. All right, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Okay, come on, Georgia, go Dogs. Thank you, Diego.